Hello guys and welcome to BlueBlock. Today we'll be coding again, and the topic of today is, well actually, this time there is no topic. We're going to be making a game. So the game we're going to be making is basically a game where colored circles fall from the top of the screen and they fall all the way to the bottom. But at the bottom there's different buckets and you have to sort them into the right bucket or they'll fall into the wrong one and you lose. So let's get started and let's get ahead. So to start out, we're going to be creating a sprite. So we're going to press paint. And our sprite we want is going to be the start button because we want to make a main menu. So we're going to go ahead and put the words, the text, pixel art, because it's going to be a pixel game. And we want start in dark blue. That's a good color. And now we have that, we're going to want a border around it so it does not look plain. So maybe a black looks good. So we're going to want a box like that. Make it black. And then we could put the start in there. But thing is, it's behind the box. We don't want that. We can't put it in there. So we're going to go ahead and press forward. And now it's in front. But another problem, what if we don't align it correctly and we have it like this? It's going to look weird. So we're going to set it up here in the middle. And then we're going to put this in the middle too. So now it's sort of ish aligned. It's still higher than it should be. We just gotta go down and then probably to the right a little. I think that looks aligned. It's the best we could do. So now we have that. You can, if you want, smoothen it out. We could go ahead and try to do that. And let's see. We also can convert it to bitmap to be pixel art. I don't know if that looks better, but if we try to fix it, it's not going to look so bad on screen than it does in here. There we go. Now we have a not so hard button. And we can just increase the size by just a little. That's a bit much. Maybe 140. Or 120. I think that's better. And to align it perfectly, we can do that. So now it's in the center of the screen. But maybe we don't want it in the center of the screen. We can put it at the bottom. So -60 maybe. I think that's a good place to put it. And we're gonna need help on the game for people that don't know how to play it. So to do that, we're gonna need to make another sprite. And then maybe a question mark. So a question mark. Make it our own. Like that. And then we can make it red maybe? A red box around it. That's good. And then all we need to do now... gotta hold the line. All we need to do now is fill it in. Now it's like that. But something looks a little off about that question mark, so we're gonna go ahead and fix that. That looks better. So now we can go ahead and align this and make it bigger. Probably 200 for a size like that. Or, wait, it got cut off. Somehow. Let's undo and try it again. Sometimes it happens when you try to move it around. I don't know why that keeps happening. It's just a glitch with Scratch. But all you need to do is just re-add that last little bit in. And then make it 200. Probably 400 is a good amount. Maybe 500. You really gotta check every few values. Okay, so now we can align it. So x equals to 0. Actually, we can keep that at 50. Was it at 50? It was like 60. Or 70. Something like that. But it was the same. We can have it the same level as the y on the start. So negative 60. There we go. So now that we have that, we have start. And then we can make it 90 to make it far apart. There we go. So we have a start and a help button. But the background's a little bland. So we can make it, light blue, maybe. And now that we have that, we can go ahead and make the use for the start and help button. So we're gonna do the help button first, and get when this sprite is clicked, and when the green flag is clicked. Sorry, we're gonna go down, click the show button. So when it clicks it, it's gonna show, and then when the sprite is clicked, it's gonna hide, and then it's gonna broadcast a message. So the message is gonna be help. So when this sprite over here, when this receives help, it's gonna hide. And we're gonna go ahead and just quickly do this. And then now that we've done that, we're going to add another option for the background to change. We could do the background be... Or actually, we can keep the background. So let's keep it like that. And then let's add some words. We're going to need some words explaining how the game is going to play out now. They can be black. So we can add or actually, how to play. Different colored balls. Actually, I could just do not in all caps. There we go. We could go ahead and put this right in the middle and straighten it out. There we go. But we might want it at the top of the screen so we can increase it, and then maybe we want it right there. We can change the X to 0 again. And then when this is clicked, it's not going to show when the green flag. I keep saying gold. When the green flag is clicked, because this is going to be the main menu. So we're going to go ahead and go to when the green flag is clicked, it's going to hide. And then when I receive help, it's going to show. So let's go ahead and see how this plays out. There we go. But we have another problem. We don't know how to exit. So what we're going to do here is make another button. So many sprites. And then make an X. First change it to bitmap, so it's pixel art. We're going to do 2 crossing lines. surrounded by a black box. There we go. And then now we're going to change the layer of it by going to, we're going to change the layer of it. Actually, we can just color around it, and I prefer coloring around it instead because it's quicker. So you don't have to align it, but, you know, it's up to you. But right here, we're just gonna go around like so. And then we're gonna fill in this. We could just use the fill bucket, but, you know, already onto this. So now we have that. We can align it in the middle of the canvas, like that. And then increase it to, this is pretty small, so, oh, didn't notice this again. There we go. Now, 300, no, 600. Maybe a 800. It's not going up by a lot, so 1,000. Okay. So it's size 1,000, we're probably going to have it like right here. And we're going to do the same that we did for the text, so when green flag clicked, it's going to hide. And then when the help broadcast comes, it's going to show. And then when it's clicked, it's gonna broadcast the main menu because that's what we need to access when it's pressing the back button. So when the sprite is clicked, it's gonna broadcast the main, but we don't know what to do when it's broadcasting that, so we're gonna add some more code. It's gonna hide from there. Now, when it receives main menu, it's going to hide. I like to duplicate it so it's quicker. And then from here, when I receive main menu, this is going to show. And the same is going to happen with this. There we go. Now let's try it out. There, now we have everything like it needs to be. Now we need to work the start button. The start button, when the sprite is clicked, it's going to broadcast the game. So from there, we're going to make this sprite hide. And then it's gonna send off, oops, I clicked it. It's going to send off the game. So from there, this is going to hide. And we won't need this to hide because it won't be shown. So all we got to do now is just test it out. There. But we don't want the background to be the same. We're going to want the background to be black in the game. So we're going to go ahead and change it to black. Now that it's like that, it's going to stay like that even when I press the green flag. I'm so sorry. So we're going to want to add some code to this sprite. We're going to name these so we don't get confused. Main and game. There we go. Okay. So when the green flag is clicked, it's going to switch it to main. But then when the broadcast is sent, it's going to switch it to that. So let's try it out. There we go. So, but now we want the buckets to have their use. So we're going to make the buckets. I'm just going to go ahead and quickly do that. Doesn't have to be perfect. None of these sprites need to be perfect. But we also don't want it to be normal. We want it to be pixel art. There we go. Now we have that. We can close the top. Oh, actually, we leave the top open because we're going to need that. I don't know about the way this bucket looks. It really looks lopsided, but it's probably just me. I don't know. But, actually, or we could just, have it normal, just cups too. Outlined. And then have a top. There we go. We can have it like that. And then copy this. And then add it there. So now we have sort of a container, which is what we're looking for. But we're going to want to fill the containers with the color that the block is supposed to go in. So let's do the green one first. Maybe we want that to be a lighter color, so it doesn't blend in. There we go, we got the yellow container. We can size it to 400. Maybe 700. Let's go big. And we want it to be right, I don't know, here. That's a good place. Let's leave it right there. And now that we've done that, we're going to want these to disappear when this is clicked, but show when it receives the game. So instead of copying this code, or just writing it down every time, we're going to duplicate this sprite and change the color for it to be red. And then go to 38, because that was our color before for the lighter. And now we have a red version, and we can copy it again for a blue version. Oops. Oops. There. So now we have all the colors that we need, and we can put this one here, and the last one here, or here, or here, or maybe here. That works. Now we have our different colored containers, and we're going to want our balls to come down and go into them. So what we're going to do here is create our sprite, which is the blue one first. So we're going to make the blue ball first. So we're going to make a circle. But the outline is going to be grayish black. But that's not really a ball. So we're going to change it. That's terrible. Let's try that again. Normal size this time. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to fill it with blue. Not the best pixel artist, but you know, I must do it. And I don't know, we might want to add a shine to these to give it some pizzazz. And maybe a little bit of shading. Oh, and it's starting to glitch out too. This is the day that I've experienced the most scratch glitches ever. I literally have not experienced any other glitches. It's like only when I'm doing a video, they're just out for me. The glitches are just there. I mean, I love glitches, but I only like game glitches, and sometimes other glitches. There we go. So now with that, we're going to center it. No parts came off this time, which is good. 600. That's good enough. That's perfect, actually. And before we duplicate it, we're going to add some code, so we don't have to keep rewriting it. So when the green flag is clicked, they're going to hide, because they're not going to be there. But then when the game starts, they're going to start appearing randomly. So when the game starts, it's going to appear, I don't know, where do we want the first one to appear? The first one's going to appear, like, right here. Actually, it could just be in the middle. Let's try that, in the middle. There we go. And we're going to have that here, go to 0, 156. There we go. So it's going to be right there when the game starts, and it's going to show as well. And then we're going to need to have a forever. And actually, maybe just a repeat until. Yeah. And then we're going to have a change y by -10. No, -5, because they're going to be constantly falling. So let's test this out. That's perfect. That's the perfect speed that we need. So we're going to go ahead and put that back. So we're going to repeat until touching sprite 5, sprite 6, or sprite 7. But this is where we're going to need the variables to come in. So, well, actually, we don't even need the variables. Well, we sort of do. Yeah, we do. So, if we're going to have an if statement, so we're going to have a repeat until, wait, we're going to repeat until touching, let's see, where's the, here we go, repeat until touching sprite 5, sprite 6, and sprite 7. Here we're going to have a if, or actually a or, 3 ors, touching sprite 5, 6, or 7. Repeat until that. So let's try that out. And it stopped, because it finished repeating. So we're going to go ahead and do if, we're going to do 3 ifs. Well, just one, actually. So, if touching, we're going to need an else, if else. So we have if touching sprite, what's the blue one supposed to press? The blue one's sprite 7. So if touching sprite 7, then hide broadcast restart. I'm going to tell you what this does in a second. And then we're going to have a variable score. So our score variable is going to change by 1 when we do this. And if it's not, it's going to hide anyways, but it's going to change the score by -1. So we're going to watch the score, keep the score up there, and it's -1 now because we put it in the wrong one. So we're going to set this to draggable by using our draggable button, which is in the sensing area, I think. Yep, set drag mode draggable. It's going to be right in here. So that means when we're in the game, when it's like this and we're in the game, we'll be able to drag it around. We gotta be quick to grab it though, because it's going to constantly try to go down. Try it again. Assessing the right one, score is negative is going to go down, because we got a score. So, with that, we have it. But we're going to want the ball to go back up when we get a score, don't we? That's what restart is for. So, the restart is going to put the restart there. And the restart is going to basically put it back up there. We're gonna restart. Where's the... It's gonna put it back up there, but it's gonna change the X. It's gonna show, put it back up there. I mean, it's gonna change the Y, sorry. The random, we're gonna pick random, 100 and, wait, negative 156 to 200. Let's try that. But it doesn't broadcast restart when we lose, so we're gonna put that in here. But when we do a restart, it doesn't restart it again when it touches the wrong one, because we didn't add that yet. So what we're going to want to do, actually, I'm so sorry, we're going to put it here. So actually what we need to do is we're going to need to add some extra code in the restart, because the restart is going to make it to where it's going to go down again and then check if the sprite is touching the correct one. So we're going to take this out, and then there we go. It's constantly going down, doing random ones, and you must put it in the right one. It might fall into the right one by random, but you have to drag it into the right ones before you fail. So there we have our game. But if you want to add different colored balls and like add a whole bunch more, you can if you want. But there we have it. You basically, it's just putting it in there, in there, in there, in there. And if you want that, all you need to do is just make another sprite, color it differently, and just you have to make another, copy this, and just make the code to where when it falls down, it needs to be touching a different sprite. And we could do that, but actually, let's go ahead and do that. So this can be pink, or no, green, we need green, don't we? Yeah, green. Green with a dark green outline. Oops, touched it. So now that we have that, if it's touching... Which one's the green one? The green one is Sprite 5. So if touching Sprite 5... Let's see if this works. It does. So now we're losing points and gaining points. So we have to quickly sort them. It's making this game a whole bunch harder now. Maybe we should make it to where it falls slower. But it's a fun and exciting game, so you can really just play around and add as many balls as you can, make it as much chaotic as you can. But I'm just gonna go ahead and now you guys can find it if you want. So you're able to just copy the code if you need. But yeah, that's about it. So remember to like, subscribe, and I'll hope to see you later.